Hey rockers, how's everybody doing today? I turning my volume down on my TV. So I got a bunch of jewelry here that I need to fix that came to me broken pieces. This one actually was a post back and one of the posts was broken off. So we're going to I think this one here has a rose on it, and it was one of the roses fell off. Yeah, one of the roses fell off. I'm not sure. See, the little rose fell off across. It's supposed to look like that, and instead it looks like that. So we're going to update those or fix those, get them glued, get them fixed. And then I have some earrings here that I bought. And you know, pictures can be quite deceiving, because this is the earring that I purchased. Very cute. But the flowers are like fake flowers. So this makes it look really cheesy. So I'm either going to remove the whole entire flower off, because I think that looks really cute. But they're kind of crunched looking. Kind of crunchy looking. So I want to see if I can add something to the back of it, or cut this back green piece off. Because I really think those are cute. Very cute, but the flowers are kind of, I don't know, the flowers are kind of chintzy looking on there, so we got to fix it. And then I have a earring here that the piece broke off, so I'm going to see if I can take this apart and add hooks on it, because these are really cute earrings. See if I can just add fish hook on it, make them fish hook earrings, because they're really cute earrings. So, and then I have this, and I don't want to show that name brand, but I have this bracelet, and I'm going to make these into earrings, because I've got the necklace that matches it, and they have earrings, and these are the earrings on the necklace. So I don't wear bracelets, and I really think these are really cute little flowers. Let me tear this piece off. Oh, it's already broken. Get that out of here. So this is the cute bracelet. So two of these I can use for earring. I wish there was four, because then I'd make 2 sets of earrings. Yeah. So I'm not sure what. Oh, and then I have these. Oh shit! I don't want to show the name brand there. These are clip-on earrings. Clip-on. So I want to see if I can remove the clip-on part and then make them into, because they're so cute. These are so cute. I want to make them into fish hook earrings, because the fish hook earrings are so much easier to make. And I mean, the clip-on, they're really adorable freaking earrings. But this has really got a good, I don't know if it's soldered on the back or what, but we're going to figure it out. And I ordered some earrings, and they came in a set, and they gave me 1 extra earring. And it's so pretty. I think I might make this into a necklace, because it's so pretty. All right, and then I've got these cute skulls that came off of an earring, and I wondering if I can make them into some kind of earring. Very cute. And then I've got some rings that I need to fix. The stones have fallen out. So it's going to be a busy day today. And my granddaughter, I had my granddaughter today she came Friday night? Yeah, Friday night. I'm on vacation, so she came here Friday night, stayed Friday night, Saturday night, and this is Sunday morning, or Sunday, well, now it's afternoon. But she stayed with me for 2 full nights, and it's been a while, and she's 9. It's been a while since I've had a child in my house, first off, and then to have Emily, I absolutely adore this kid. I adore both of my grandkids. They're both totally opposite, but just lovely kids. I mean, they're just beautiful in their own way, you know. And my oldest granddaughter came along when I was living in Laughlin, and my daughter moved to Laughlin. These are the post backs that I'm gonna change into fish hooks, because the post backs broke off. These are the pieces that the post backs were on, and then the post back broke off in the mailing process. The post backs broke off, but these are really pretty earrings. I really like these earrings, so we're gonna fix them. So Annabella came along when I lived in Laughlin, and I had my own place, and life was good. And the girls, I worked with a bunch of older ladies, and they would tease me all the time because they would say, I would tell them that my daughter, I didn't have any grandkids. I was 35, I think, 30 something. And I didn't have any grandkids. My daughter was a good girl, and she never got in any trouble. And they would tease me all the time about being a grandma. And I'm like, I'm not a grandma. I don't got no grandbabies. And then one day my daughter, it was a really, I wanted a lot for my kid. I pushed her very hard growing up to get education, and that school was more important than anything else in her life. I didn't care about friends. I didn't care about her having friends or going to parties or being popular, and you know, because high school is 12 years out of your life, period. And 12 years of your life, and then you have a whole lot more years. I'm going to push this down a little bit so you can kind of see what I'm doing here with the earrings. You've got more years being an adult than you do in school. But school is definitely a catalyst for the rest of your life. It's the beginning of your adulthood. You know? It's the prelude to how your life is going to be when you become an adult. And look at that. How cute is that? So I pushed my daughter a lot because I didn't finish school. My mother never made me do homework. She never questioned me about homework. She never questioned me about school. Nothing. I was never forced to do schooling. I was not forced to stay in school. I don't even think half the time she knew when I was going to school. So I was very adamant with my daughter about getting her education, because I was always embarrassed that I hadn't finished school, and that so cute. Oh wait, I did it the wrong way. Well, I was always embarrassed that I hadn't finished school, and that my mother never forced me to finish school. So I made sure that my daughter was going to finish school, and that she was going to excel in her education, and she did. She went way beyond what I could have ever hoped for myself. She went way beyond that, and that was, I was, to put it bluntly, I was an asshole, you know, because I wanted my daughter to get the education that I should have gotten if my mother would have pushed me a little bit more. I would have gotten, and I did not. And it still, these are so freaking cute. Look at these. Aren't these freaking adorable? I don't think I'm going to be able to fix that. I don't know how I can fix that. You know, because I've got these old fat fingers. Oh, well, I can glue that. Yeah, I can glue that. I'm just not sure where my super glue is. I have my my resin, UV resin glue. I'm gonna have to grab that. So, because I gotta glue these rings, the stones on these rings anyway, so I've got to find that UV resin. And these ones here need to be glued, and these ones here need to be glued. Okay, so my mother never pushed me to get my education. She never pushed me to do homework. She never pushed me to do none of that. So I was extra hard on my daughter, and she graduated. Even though I ended up, and I'm sure I've told this story before, but when my daughter was almost 18, I left her in the care. Well, I gave her a choice. I said, you can move with me, and we can move to Laughlin together, or you can stay here with your Aunt Terry and live with her and finish out your school year here. And of course, she was mad because I had told her that we wouldn't move until she was done with school. But we were living with my sister at the time, and I was done. My sister was very controlling of me, and I was just done with that. I had met somebody, and we were going to move to Laughlin together. We had a place to go. We were going to live with his brother and his brother and his brother's girlfriend had an apartment. We were going to rent a room from them until we could get our own place, and then we'd get our own place. And so I told her, I said, you can either come with me or you can stay here. So I know she gets mad at me because I left, but she had the opportunity to go with me, and she chose to stay. And I don't blame her. I mean, she wanted to graduate school with her class, but then she ended up, she was already 18 at this point. She ended up running away and with a boy. And that's where my oldest granddaughter comes from, is from that relationship. So she runs away and gets pregnant didn't finish at that time, but was able to still walk with her class, or with, I don't know if it was her class or a class, but she got the cap and gown. She finished her high school. She got her diploma. So there's nothing more I could have expected. And I was there with her when she graduated. I watched her walk down the aisle and accept her diploma. That's the word I was looking for. And I was a very proud mama. I had pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed, and then she definitely succeeded in becoming the person I knew she could be. So she graduates from high school, and then before she graduates, she ends up getting pregnant with my granddaughter. And I was very upset because I wanted her to go from high school to, look at that, go from high school to her career. You know, she wanted to be, she thought at one time she wanted to be a preschool teacher. That didn't fall through. She changed her mind, decided she didn't want to do that. And then she then for a little while wanted to become a mechanic, because she was surrounded by her uncles who were all mechanics. And you know, it's all good. Whatever you do, as long as you're doing what makes you happy now. You know, school is over. You don't have to listen to me anymore. Do what you got to do. And unfortunately, she didn't do any of that. She ended up getting pregnant, and then the dad kind of flaked out on her, and she didn't get to do. Now, aren't those cute? See how quick and easy that was? Jewelry is very fun and easy to make. And now I got a new pair of earrings. 2 new pairs of earrings. So here comes Annabella. My beautiful, beautiful Annabella. Oh, my heart with this grandkid. Oh my God, we've had some. When she was born, I unfortunately didn't get to be in the room. Oh no, I was in the room with her. I didn't get to be in the room with the second baby. I got to be in the room with her and watch her be born. But I didn't get to watch my second grandbaby be born because her dad didn't want to be in the room. My daughter wanted him in the room. And I was okay with that. It's dad. Let dad have that opportunity. We're fixing these earrings here. These are a little more dainty. But I'm going to tell you, my heart skipped a beat. Come on. The minute I laid eyes on this child, and where she was born, there was a nurse that, now we're fixed, that did not allow me to touch. Well, I could touch her, I just couldn't pick her up. Would not allow me to pick up my new grandbaby because she wanted her mother to be the first one to hold her, which I totally get. Wasn't happy about it, but totally get it. So for seemed like forever, maybe 2 hours. Oh, these were right. I had to sit and listen to my granddaughter cry. This nurse ended up coming in and giving her her first bath. all of that. Look at these. So pretty. Ended up giving her her first bath. Took care of her that way. And then, yeah, these are the right ones, I think. Yeah. And then she was in the little warming bed. I got to sit with her, and I kept, she put her underneath a little warming light, and she would start crying. And mind you, when my daughter was pregnant, she was living with me at the time when she was pregnant. And so my granddaughter got used to my voice when she was in utero. So my daughter would start getting sick to her stomach about a half hour before I was coming home from work, because it was like she knew I was on my way home. She knew my schedule. Even in utero, this baby knew my schedule. So she would start acting up and making her mom sick. And it was like she would stand outside and wait. My daughter would stand outside in the parking lot and wait for me, because the baby was making her so ill that she would, why is this? There we go. So she was making her so ill that she would be standing outside, one, to get fresh air, to take breaths, and then two, telling the baby, she's on her way home. She's on her way home. She'll be there in a minute. She'll be here in a minute. And then she would wait for me out in the parking lot, the driveway. And I'd come home and she'd be like, oh my God, your grandbaby wants you. So I would tell her, oh, I love you. I can't wait to see you. And I would talk to her as we're walking into the house. And then we'd get into the house and she'd sit on the couch, and I would just talk and talk and talk to her and tell her about my day and lay my head on her belly and just talk and talk and talk. And my daughter's like, this is the calmest she's been all day, is when you're home and you're talking to her. So we had a very beautiful bond before she was even born. Those ones turned out really cute. And you can't even tell that they were ever anything other than those. So she ends up moving out. Very tragic situation. And it was due to my mother. My mother convinced my daughter that she needed to be in California with her, and that I could not provide her what she needed there, and that my mother could. And my mother basically took my granddaughter, one and only grandbaby that I was very attached to, and they left my house. And she had her own room. She had everything she needed. She didn't have to work. She could stay home. I was providing for them. And so it was very heartbreaking situation. And this again is the whole toxic yuckiness that is my family. And it was heartbreaking because, and I went through, oh man, I went through some pain it was almost like the pain that I was going through felt as if someone had died, because I was so attached to my granddaughter that when my daughter, because my daughter had lied to me also, and basically told me that she was just going to visit, and that she would be back. And then didn't tell me until she got there that she wasn't coming back. That she was staying there. She decided that she wanted to stay in California, that Grandma said that she could help her and that I wouldn't have to, and that she didn't want it to be a burden on me. All kinds of crap. And I was so angry at my mother. I said some of the ugliest things I think I've ever said to anybody in my life at that time. And I basically wished my mother to be dead, because she'd taken my grandbaby. She took the baby that I felt like I had helped in the growing process, and it was devastating. It was absolutely devastating to feel that. And my mother could not understand why I was so angry at her. She couldn't understand why I was saying such ugly things to her. And she would say, why are you talking to me like this? And she just didn't get it. Because she got what she wanted. She got my granddaughter that she got to watch take her first steps. She got to watch say her first words. She got to watch her do a lot of firsts that I should have been there for. And that my mom denied me that. And I think that's why, too, that when I think about now, my mother's still alive. I don't speak to her anymore. I just had so much. I'm just done. I'm done with all that toxic shit. Her and my sister both are just the most toxic people. And they just don't understand the damage. They tell me that I do the damage, but they don't understand the damage that they've caused in my life. And I'll never be able to get back that time with my granddaughter. I'll never be able to get back, seeing her make her first steps and saying her first words. I'll never get that back. And she's 14 now, and I'm trying to repair, not necessarily repair my relationship with my granddaughter as much as trying to repair the relationship with my daughter. Trying to repair that because we lost some of our bond, not due to my mother, but due to my menopause. Trying to find my little drill. For some reason it's not in here. Due to my menopause, I lost a lot in my relationship with my daughter and my grandchildren, due to the craziness of my menopause. You know, I had I don't know where my little drill is. I had a very tough time with menopause. Menopause was a bitch, total bitch, and I'm trying now, and I think I'm succeeding because I have removed my mother and my sister out of my life. My sister has said some pretty ugly things to me since I have decided not to allow my mother in my life anymore. My sister has come to me with some pretty ugly crap. But I'm not going to let that affect my life. I'm not going to allow any of that craziness to affect my life any longer. Ain't going to do it. Won't do it. It's still hard though. You know, especially when it comes to your children or grandchildren, it's hard to let that kind of stuff go. But I gotta let it go. Gotta let it go. Because it's not worth the headache and the chaos that comes with all of that. So back to my youngest grandbaby that was here. So that's my first grandbaby. And then the second grandbaby came along. And again, I wasn't as close to her. I'm trying to remove the backs of these. I don't know how to remove these. But my granddaughter and I have got a different type of relationship. And I think her and I relationship, Emily and I relationship, comes from a place of well, I don't even know how to describe that. My daughter was in a very mentally and not necessarily physically, but more mentally abusive relationship. And Emily's father did not want children. Emily's dad did not want kids. And he expressed that to my daughter. How am I going to remove this? It just came right off. That works. Let's see if this one will be as easy. Wow, they both just popped right off. I'm not sure how I can clean that up, but these are going to be earrings for me anyway, so yeah, Emily's father, at the time, I really liked him. Now that I know the ugly things that he did to my daughter and subjected my granddaughter to, he is a piece of shit. And he will get his, because karma is a wicked bitch. And he will get his for the things that he's did to my daughter and the things that he did to my granddaughter. Now, my oldest granddaughter absolutely loved her and had no problems with her whatsoever. plastic on it. And was a great stepdad. And so I'm not sure why his relationship with his own child was so difficult for him. Because he was a pretty good stepdad. And my oldest granddaughter adored him. I mean, absolutely adored the man. There was nothing he could ever do wrong in her eyes. And the way he did her was just wrong. He tried killing my daughter. He tried killing my granddaughter, his daughter, not the older one, the baby, his own flesh and blood. He tried killing her. Tried talking my daughter into killing her. And thank God my daughter was raised better than that, and she loves children. She absolutely loves her daughter. And he tried to convince her a couple of times to choose between her and I. It's either me or her, he would tell my daughter. And she would tell him, I can't do that. I'm not going to choose between the two of you. I love you both. We gotta figure this out. She's just a baby. She's a very loud baby. When the day she was born, she let out a scream. Me, innocently, not knowing that he felt the way he did, because of course he did try to get my daughter to end her pregnancy. Is this gonna work? Let's see if this works. Ah, it turned out. It worked. How cute is that? Oh shit, it kind of goes this way. Well, no, but it... I don't know. I don't know. So, sorry, it's my ADHD. I get distracted very easy. So, yeah, he tried a few times to end her little life, to talk my daughter into ending her little life. And thank God she never agreed to any of that, which I'm grateful for, because she's a beautiful kid. There's a little spot on there that's hanging out. Alright, so my daughter ended up making the choice she did and left him. He ended up making her pay by almost killing her. He choked her to the point of passing out. Told her, of course, he was sorry, which they do, the abusers. Sorry, it won't happen again. I love you. And she ended up just waiting for him to go to sleep. And eventually he did. And he didn't necessarily go to sleep as much as passed out, because he was completely intoxicated. So he ended up passing out, and she took her chance and got away from him and came to my house. And thank God she did, because I don't think that she could have handled any more of that. I think it would have been a lot more violence if he would have tried to harm my granddaughter. After she was put through all of that, if he would have tried to harm my grandchild, I think she would have probably done something more violent. So I'm glad that she got away from that. I'm glad that she is not subjecting herself to that relationship. She never went back. They had broken up, of course, before. They had broken up before, and she went back a couple of times. But this was the last straw. And so I'm glad. But Emily and I ended up bonding at that time. And I think it was because of the traumatic things, because he had done some, not physically harmed Emily, but he would not allow my daughter to do certain things, such as hold her when she's crying, give her the attention that she wanted when she was crying. There were certain things that she told me that he would make her lock Emily in the room or in the bathroom, shut the door, turn off the light, and just leave her in there to cry, whatever. And she, of course, would have to comply. So when Emily came with my daughter, when they came to live with me, I think it was then that her and I bonded. Due to that trauma, I wasn't suffering like my daughter was suffering from trying to get over the trauma and all the crap that had gone on. That didn't affect me in here. I mean, it affected me emotionally because my daughter had gone through that, but my daughter had to recover from that. And so I think it was at that time that I was able to step in and give Emily the hugging and the loving and the holding her when she's crying and screaming and carrying on. You know, I was able to be that for her. And I think her and I ended up bonding at that time because my daughter needed to heal. And my older granddaughter, although she was going through things too, her and I had already bonded, so she knew I was already there for her. So I was able to be there for her, so I think her and I bonded more at that time. And I was able to give her what she needed at that time. And I think that's why her and I are so close now, is because of that. And we would, my daughter would get very angry with me and her because we would want to be together, and my daughter is like, no, you don't need to be with her. She has to sleep, or she has to whatever. And there was an incident where I was doing something with the baby, and my daughter was upset with either her or I don't remember who. And she took Emily into the room, and Emily was crying for me. And I'm trying to pop these holes through here. And I literally laid on the ground so that I could talk to her under the door, because my daughter would not allow me to speak to her. And oh man, did that piss my daughter off. But look at that. Not ready? So I ended up laying on the ground and putting my hand under the door, because that's where she was. She was crying for me and reaching her little hand out from under the door. So I got on my stomach and I laid on the floor and I cried with her, and I held her hand and I said, I'm sorry, but you've got to be in there right now. Mom says you can't come out. And we just laid on the floor and looked at each other under the door, you know? And it was hard. That shit's hard. But my daughter has done astronomical with my grandkids. For all the crap she had to put up with growing up. Isn't that cute? With growing up, and I wasn't an easy mom. It was tough. You know, my daughter has gone through a lot. And having my granddaughter here this weekend opened my eyes to just how much my daughter is going through with her. My granddaughter Emily, she has got some disabilities. She didn't really speak until she was probably 2 or 3, maybe 3, closer to 3. She didn't really speak and say too many words. So we figured out, and I told my daughter, because Annabella was talking shit right out of utero. The kid was talking since the second she knew what words were, you know. And Emily didn't. Emily took her a long time to start speaking and communicating with us in that way. she learned little words here and there, and then one day she just started speaking. You know, it was pretty awesome. When she was able to start communicating with us on that level, it was pretty fantastic. So we knew from a very early age that she was going to have issues, and she did. She had some issues with her speech and the learning, and now she's in school, and oh shit, why is that turning the wrong? Oh, this way. So she's still having trouble with school stuff and things like that, but it's not, her mom knows, you know, that for my age group, the internet, in my opinion, the internet, although is a blessing, is also a curse. But if you use it correctly, which is what my daughter does, she uses it correctly. She's learned a lot of stuff about what to look for with disabilities and things like that. She diagnosed my granddaughter at a very young age with what she had going on. Of course, I told my daughter also she's got something wrong. She's got some kind of disability. She may be autistic because her speech is non-existent. You know? So, this weekend, grandbaby comes over. She is brought, oh gosh, what time? It was before dark when my daughter brought her. So probably about 5 o'clock maybe she got here. So we didn't really do anything because it was late and it was really windy outside, and I don't do good with the wind. It messes up my allergies and I have trouble breathing and things like that. So we ended up staying inside watching whatever she wants. She likes watching YouTube. She watches the videos and stuff on YouTube. She's got her certain people that she watches. And knowing my granddaughter, I understand why she watches these people, because they're very animated and very loud, and some of them like to scream, and they get very agitated with things that they're doing, and she loves that. She absolutely loves it. I'm like, oh, this is so loud. But I let her watch what she wanted because we weren't able to really do anything. So then she takes melatonin because of her ADHD. She takes melatonin because she cannot shut her brain down at night. She just wants to keep going. So I give her melatonin at 9 o'clock, which is her mom says she's got her bedtime at 9 o'clock. She knows when her bedtime is, which is really good because her mom is very good about keeping her on a schedule. So she tells me 9 o'clock is her bedtime, and I even asked Emily before we did anything, what time is your bedtime? She said 9 o'clock. I said, okay, well, it's 9 o'clock. It's a little after 9, so let's go ahead and take your night-night medicine. Get you ready for bed. Get your bed all set up. I made her a little mat with my comforter and all that on the floor, and a bunch of pillows. And so I get her all set up, and she likes to watch, which is something I wish my daughter would have nipped in the bud a long time ago, but didn't. She has to watch Scooby-Doo. She's got every Scooby-Doo video that's ever been out. We have bought her every Scooby-Doo thing that we can buy her when it comes to movies, videos, games, whatever. Bedspreads. Same thing, my daughter was obsessed with Scooby-Doo. So I don't have Scooby-Doo. I don't have a DVD player. I've got TV. That's it. So I give her her night-night medicine. She says, do you have Scooby-Doo? No, baby, I don't. How am I supposed to have Scooby-Doo? I said, well, let's see if we can find a cartoon or something that you can watch. And I don't know if anybody has ever watched this, but there is a cartoon called Doomsland, something like that. It's an adult cartoon, but there's no sex in it. It's just a lot of cussing and a lot of fighting. And so we watched the first one, and I'm like, I don't know if this is something she should be watching. And I said, so what do you think of this cartoon? And she says, I like it. I like all the blood. Because it's like the end of the world type of thing. And so there's a lot of fighting, and there's a lot of weird creatures and things like that. And I was like, okay. So I get in bed, she gets in her bed, we're watching it, we're like 3 episodes in, she's still awake, I'm still awake, I'm fighting to go to sleep. Finally, it overtakes me, and I go to sleep. I wake up probably an hour later, around 10:15, little shit's still awake. And I was like, you need to go to sleep. Well, I can't go to sleep without Scooby-Doo. You're going to have to. But why? And this is the fight she gets into with her mom all the time. But why? But why? And I said, because. Click, TV goes off. Grandma turns over. Go to sleep. Don't mess with Grandma in her sleep. I need my sleep. So she eventually goes, oh no, she did, because I ended up waking up a couple hours later to go to the bathroom, which is why I told her she couldn't sleep in the bed with me. I said, because I get up 2 or 3 times at night to go to use the restroom. And so I had gotten up to use the restroom, and she was asleep. But this little shit gets up at 4:30 in the morning, and she's up for the day. And I said, oh no. It is I said, the sun's not even out yet. That's how early it is. You need to go back to sleep. But I can't. I'm awake, Grandma. All right. So I said, I'll turn the TV back on, and you can watch some TV, and maybe you'll go back to sleep. No, she did not. She was up from 4:30 in the morning until that night. She went to bed 9:15. I ran her ass ragged, and myself ragged. We went to, we took the long way around, because I live downtown, so I live a block from Container Park. So we walked up to Container Park, but I went the long way around the casino. We went up to, because Container Park is on 7th Street, between, I'd say between 8th and 6th Street. It's on 7th Street, in that area there. I think it's more between 6th and 7th Street. Maybe not. Maybe 7th and 8th Street, somewhere around there. So we walked the long way around, because I'm going to wear this bitch out before we come back home. And maybe she'll take a nap. But no, I'm not going to let her take a nap. Grandma needs a nap. So I take her to Container Park. We play there for a couple of hours. I don't allow her to eat sugar. Now, mind you, I bought her a special cereal. She likes peanut butter crunch. Not Captain Crunch, but these were actually little peanut butter, Reese's peanut butter cup bats for Halloween, special edition. And I remember one time being at the house, and her sister got a box of the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup cereal, and she wanted some, and her sister would not allow it. So I made sure and got her own box here, so she could have it in the morning. So when we woke up in the morning, or when I woke up in the morning, she was already awake. I made her a bowl of cereal. We ate a bowl of cereal together. Maybe 45 minutes later, I'm hungry, Grandma. Okay, let me make you some eggs. In the meantime, she had a banana. Lots of sugar in bananas, by the way. So I told her, and they're small ones. I got small ones just for her. I said, only one banana. You cannot have more than one banana. And then an apple. So she had a banana, an apple, and a bowl of cereal. I'm hungry, Grandma. Okay, let me make you some cereal. Some eggs. So I made eggs, and I had hot dogs left over from the day before that I had made for myself for lunch. And they were the kind that had the cheese in them, because I love those hot dogs. So I had some left over, so I chopped them up, and I put them in with the eggs, fried them up. Oh, so good. So we ended up eating eggs and hot dogs. She mostly ate the hot dogs. I mostly ate the eggs. And then, of course, then we go out, and I'm hungry again. You want to stop over here and we'll get some tacos? No. We're halfway home. I want a burrito. I offered to get you some tacos. I'm sure they had a burrito in there. Oh. I said, you know what? Let's go home and I'll make us something. I knew I had some frozen pizzas. So I made us a frozen pizza. So I made a frozen pizza. And she goes, oh, these are my favorite. I know. So I made her pizza. We split it. 2 pieces. Lord have mercy. Good looking man there. 2 pieces of pizza for her, 2 pieces of pizza for me. She was good. And then went out to play. Grandma took another 45-minute nap. I was getting them in when I could. So I think she had something out, some crackers or something. Oh, we walked over to the store, and we both got a bag of potato chips. And then I told her she could get a drink. And she doesn't get soda very often. So she wanted a root beer. So I let her get a root beer. She drank maybe that much of the root beer, and that was it. She just wanted to know that Grandma would get it for her. And I did. So she drank her little bit of root beer. She ate maybe half the bag of chips. And then I said, well, okay, let's order some pizza. Because I know that's what she likes, and she didn't want anything else. I offered her DoorDash and other stuff. No, she wanted pizza. So I ordered $40 worth of pizza. 2 medium pizzas, 2 things of pasta because I know she likes pasta. And then I got a free thing of bread bites because of the pizza that I've ordered prior. I got a free thing of bread bites. Excuse me. So we got that. That little shit ate 1 piece of pizza and was done. I was like, okay, all right. So she got her piece of pizza. I ate. I like the thin crust with the barbecue sauce and the chicken, because the thin crust, it doesn't really feel like you're eating pizza. It feels like you're eating crackers, and I love crackers. So I ate some of that. Neither one of us touched the pasta. We ate I ate a few bread bites. She didn't touch the bread bites. So I got lots of leftovers for the next couple of days. But we walked to Container Park a second time. And as we were walking there, there's a parking garage that we were walking by. And then across the street is the El Cortez parking lot. And somebody is whistling. I mean, I whistle very loud, and he's whistling like I was whistling. And so we're both hearing the whistling, and we're looking around for who the hell is whistling. And she's like, Grandma, who's whistling like that? And I said, I don't know. And then I looked up and I said, oh, there's some guy up there probably trying to get someone's attention. And he's whistling and whistling and whistling, and then starts doing the whistling. And she's like, why is he doing that? And I said, because he's an ass. And so I'm holding on to her. Of course, I'm keeping her very close because there's a lot of people around. It's a Saturday night, a lot of people around. And she likes to hug people, and she's very friendly. And I've told her there's no hugging people. We don't hug people we don't know when we're out at Grandma's house because, and I have nothing against homeless people, but some of them can be very dirty. And I don't want her to get, if they've got lice or crabs or bed bugs, I don't want her to get any of that on her from hugging somebody, regardless of what they look like. Anybody can have that stuff, but majority of people out here are pretty clean. But you still got those one or two that are like haven't bathed in a year. So, I would prefer her not to have anything come home with her, and then I have to worry about it here. So we're getting ready to cross the street, and I look up at the parking garage. It's a guy that I work with who has been asking me out. He was the one in the parking garage whistling, trying to get our attention. And I started laughing when I realized it was him. And he's like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And I said, we're walking. And I said, I just told my granddaughter you were an ass. And he's like, why would you do that? And I said, because I didn't know it was you whistling. So we were hollering at each other, and she's like, you're far up. And so he finally comes down, and we continue walking. He meets us when we get closer to the entrance of the El Cortez. He ends up meeting us out there and talking to us, saying hi and all that. And then he gets back in and goes to work. And so we go back to the container park. It's 8:30 at night. 8:30 at night, container park, and they close at 9 o'clock. And they've got that huge praying mantis that she likes, but it still kind of freaks her out a little bit because it's very loud. And it's got that fire that, whoo, whoo. So the sound is very loud, and it kind of freaks her out a little bit. So it was playing just as we were walking up. And she was kind of slowing. I could feel her kind of backing up, slowing down a bit, waiting for it to be done. And it finally is over. And we walk into Container Park. There's not one kid in the play area. Not one. And I said, and she tells me, there's no kids here. And I was like, I'm sorry, I can't. And then these two kids, two little girls in their Halloween costumes, must have been some kind of Halloween thing at Container Park. These two little girls are walking with their mom and dad, and they're starting to walk. She's like, there's kids coming. There's kids coming. Grandma, sit down. So I go find a seat. She gets these kids. This kid can make friends anywhere and everywhere. So these kids end up coming in, and then more and more and more and more. But mind you, it closes at 9 o'clock. So all the kids are coming in, they're playing, and I stop her, and I'm like, 5 minutes and we're leaving. They're closing. She's like, okay, so we finally leave. We get home a little after 9. We get home. She is stinky from running, playing as hard as she was playing. Running. So I told her, I said, you need to take a shower. We're going to get you ready for bed. We're going to get you your night-night medicine. And she was asleep within 15 minutes. I ended up, luckily, finding Scooby-Doo on YouTube. It's just bits and pieces of Scooby-Doo, but it was Scooby-Doo. And she was asleep within 15 minutes, and she slept, she said, until 8 o'clock this morning, but I don't know what time it was. I woke up maybe 8:30, and she was awake already, had already made herself a bowl of cereal, was sitting down eating her cereal. So I was wore out. I wore my little watch thingy. Almost 5,000 steps we took yesterday. just walking here to Container Park twice. I was wore out. She was wore out. We were both. She told me she's yawning. She's like, I'm really tired tonight, Grandma. And I said, yeah. I said, we didn't get the opportunity to do this yesterday. I think that's why you were not tired and woke up at 4:30 in the morning. So she was up from 4:30 that morning until 9, I'm going to say about 9:30 that night. She finally got in bed and was probably asleep by 9:45, I would say. And her energy level is just high. High. I mean, if we could bottle that shit up, I'd be a millionaire. Because she's got a lot of energy, this child. I absolutely adore her. And she reminds me a lot of myself when I was a little girl. Because she is perfectly okay with playing by herself. Perfectly okay. I watched her this morning for probably a good 45 minutes. Just sitting out here. We've got rocks. There's no grass, no dirt. It's rocks, rock decoration, yarding, whatever. So she's sitting in the rocks with a big rock in front of her, just playing with. I gave her some of these. So she had a couple of these guys. She had one of her. It's one of the guys, the characters on Minecraft, I believe. I think it's the guys that can kill you on Minecraft. She told me a name and I can't remember the name. So she's out there just playing away, 45, and I'm just sitting there watching her thinking, this was me when I was a kid. I could play for hours by myself. And damn, that's a good looking man. And she could do the same thing. She could sit and play. I mean, I had 5 brothers and sisters. I didn't need any of them. I didn't need any of them to have fun and to play. You know, I could use rocks and sticks and have fun, which is basically what she was doing. She had her toys. She had rocks. She was banging the rocks on there. She'd toss it. She'd pick up another one, bang it, toss it. She's a fantastic kid. She really is. But I'm wore out. I'm wore out. And she asked me yesterday, Grandma, why are you taking so many naps? And I said, Emily, you have to understand, Grandma's 56 years old. You're 9. You're 9 years old. I'm 56. I am not in shape. And you are. I said, so that's why. Love ya. But I ain't got that kind of energy. I did at one time. Because I remember running through the casino one time with her. And having a blast. And I would do that with her. For sure. If I had that kind of energy. But I didn't. But I'm going to work on that because I enjoyed having her here. I really did. I'm going to have to make sure that I get more food for her for the next time that she comes over. And make sure that we've got a lot of sugar-free stuff because sugar is not her friend. Oh, and when I forgot that I had bought some ice cream. So she did have some ice cream too. But that was the first night, not the second night. The second night there was, I did get her cotton candy, but I figured we're going to run all that off being here. And she did. She ran it the second time. She ran it all off. Because I think there was too many kids the first time we went. She couldn't really run. This time there was hardly any kids. And she ran like the dickens. I mean, she was literally red-faced. Her shirt was wet from all the sweat. And she was just having a blast. She really was. And I truly enjoyed having her here. I did. And I want to do that more often. now that the summertime is gone and we can actually leave out of the house to go do things, I'm going to make sure and have her come back. Although the next visit's going to be her sister, but her sister cannot stay the night because her sister is creeped out by the ants and the spiders, and I get every once in a while I'll have a roach or something crawl out of the sink. And these are old buildings, and although they're very few and far in between, she has seen one and now is scared to death to even go into my bathroom because there was a little teeny tiny spider in there one time, and I was like, that spider couldn't hurt you if you wanted to. So she doesn't like coming over to grandma's, and the thought of staying the night here would just freak her out. So she won't stay the night, but we're going to go do something, her and I think we're going to go to that wolf something. There's a interactive thing that goes on here, and I promised her I was going to take her for her birthday a couple of years ago. Never got to do it, so I'm going to take her there, and we're going to have fun. So I had a great weekend. Thank you for hanging out with me and helping me fix my jewelry. I gotta go find my little drill and my glue so I can glue these other ones up. But I think I'm gonna take another nap now that she's gone. But thank you for sticking around and watching me fix my jewelry. If you got any suggestions on different things that I can do with jewelry, let me know. If you've got any ideas. I've got a couple of necklaces that I'm going to take apart and make earrings out of. My brother also is going to bring me a bunch of jewelry. He buys storage units, and he's got jewelry from them that he's going to bring me. He says he's supposed to be coming down before Christmas. So he's going to bring me a bunch of jewelry, and I will definitely be showing you things that I'll be doing with those. Hopefully make some really cool stuff and put them on my shop. I've got to figure out a platform that's easier to use. I like Shopify, but it's a little much when you don't have the volume of selling. You know, I just sell a little bit here, a little bit there, and I don't have the volume to be paying $40 a month for a store when I make maybe $100 a month in jewelry. So yeah, I gotta figure something else out. But that's about all I'm gonna record today. I'm gonna go make sure that my earrings are spot on, and then probably go take a nap. I've got a date tomorrow, so that'll be fun. Not sure what we're gonna do. I mean, I know what we're gonna do, but I don't know what else we're gonna do. So I hope you guys have a great day and have a great week. I'll be doing a affirmations video probably later tonight, so look for that. All right, you guys have a great day. Peace out. Rock and Rhonda out.